Ray's on. Good morning. We are going to get started. Everybody seemed to find everything okay yesterday. I appreciate everybody getting that attendance in. The big thing on that attendance, I want everybody to know, is that does affect your grade, those daily attendance things. And since those can't be made up, please don't skip out on those. Okay, so that's very, very important there. Um, I don't have control over that. Other assignments, I can help you out with those if something really does happen. The attendance ones, I can't. My hands are tied on those. So if you miss those, uh, it eats away at your score. And people go, well, I've done good on this, I've done good on this, and my grade's not going up. Okay, you have an infinite number of points. And if you knock out a section of those, no matter how far up you go, you can't gain back more than the possible points. So please be aware of that. I'm looking out for y'all. All right, so today we're actually going to start into the actual process of learning about your careers. I read everything and people want to know how to handle that interview. So that's a big one. We are going to talk about that interview. And how many people have heard of ADP? If you look at your paychecks from everywhere you are, a lot of people will see ADP on those paychecks. Okay, Kyle. So I worked for ADP for a large number. ADP handles payroll for more people than any entity in the United States other than the federal government. So no matter who you work for, even us here at Southern Tech, payroll is actually handled by ADP. Okay, so they're known as the payroll people. They do the benefits, things like that for so many companies. As a matter of fact, they had a clause in there that if you left ADP, you could not work for another payroll company within a certain distance. They had, an anti-competition clause, and they have so many offices. It was nearly impossible to get out of the reach of their company. So the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I have the experience with working with the people who do all these hirings for all these different companies, etc. And so I'm going to be bringing some real life scenarios that you may or may not be aware of. And so I want to bring that realism to you, give you some hints and things like that. We're going to talk about now as we go through this process. I know the reality, and you're going to go, I'm never going to do that. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I want you to keep in mind if you're not open to change or not open to different ideas, things won't change. You're not going to progress. Now, every one of these ideas may not be for you. Everybody's career path is different. But I want you to think about these things, and there's a reason why people will go to seminars and pay thousands of dollars to hear the same ideas you're going to hear in this class. Okay, so can everybody at least be open to these ideas and hear what we have to say here? Yes, yes? Audience participation time. Yes. Thomas, are you out there? Or you just logged in and you're like cooking breakfast over there? Hello? Look for your emojis there, Thomas. Thomas is not reacting. I think Thomas fell asleep. Okay. Well, keep an eye. There's Thomas. Yay! He was just getting coffee. I don't blame you. Gotta have that cup of coffee. All right. So some of these things you're going to hear, you may have had to do, and they're going to be not new to you. Some of them, they're going to be new to you. But we're going to get because, like I said, I like for things to run on time every time. So here we go. Going to start off with screen share. Waiting for things to catch up there. All right, so got my screen share here. And da, 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 da. Hey, hold on here. Let me stop my screen share for a minute. There we go. Now I can, my screen was locked there. Okay, now I can expand this screen. This is what I wanted. Let me make this bigger here for you. Okay, here we go. So we always want to start with our main screen, and we are in week 1. So let's take a look. So you should have started this discussion and hopefully did it. We don't have a lot of people in the class. So as we take a look here, I want to talk about this discussion here. And we talked about this, and I said, it says that your initial posting should be 150 words. I don't count those words. I want you to open or respond honestly. And it said 2 other students. I said, we have a small class. You only have to post your original post. So I wanted to bring that up. You should have done that one yesterday. That was a Monday assignment. You have until Wednesday to post. So you do have some time, but this is to kind of keep you on track, keep you moving, okay? So we are in Tuesday. Tuesday, we've got 2 assignments, and this one's kind of fun. It's a personality test. How many of us love our personalities? Anybody love your personality? You like ourselves? Yeah, Thomas likes himself. Yeah, we do. We're awesome. We're great. Just ask us. So this is something new that, or I shouldn't say new, it's been going on for quite a few years. Companies will ask you to take a personality test. Anybody care to answer why they want you to do a personality test? You can unmute your mic, you can type. Anybody want to care to guess why? No? Okay. So you're most likely going to be working in teams or groups. All these careers typically have them. So they want you to take a personality test to see where you fit in. Now, you may have an opinion kind of where you put in. I want to be a leader. I'm a follower. I'm a quiet person. I'm this. So they're going to give you a, a personality test. So you click on that link and you're going to see a bunch of stuff up here and all that. Click on take the test. Okay. And it's going to be weird because usually these are very accurate. Okay, so what you do is you read the question. You regularly make new friends, and you have agree all the way over here and disagree over here. And somewhere in between, you may fall, and you just kind of click. And then you go to the next one. Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. Man, maybe I disagree. And you keep going through the questions. Now, at the end, it's going to give you a personality type, and it's going to give a description. I want you to read that description and that type, and that is what you're going to come back here. What were your personality types? Okay. What did it say about you? You need to know the type and what it said about you. And did you see it as accurate? Why did you think it was accurate? Don't just say yes, no. Yes, no answer doesn't cut it, okay? We need to become more descriptive because we need to learn to communicate. And some of us don't like to talk too much. We're kind of shy. How many shy people are out there? We're not real communicative. I know I'm a shy person, so naturally I took a career where I got to talk to a bunch of people. But believe it or not, if I'm among a group of people, I want to blend into the wall, okay? But for my job, I do what I have to do. So what you're going to do is then you're going to come up to this upper corner where it says start assignment, click on that, then come down here where it says text entry, and you can paste in, you can do a right click and you can paste in the screenshot of that particular response, what you got back, and then you can answer underneath it why you thought it was accurate or not accurate. Or you can type in what you got, why you thought it was accurate or not accurate. And the weird part is they typically come in pretty accurate. And so I apologize. I've got a bird going crazy behind me. And so I share an office space with two parrots and a rabbit right now. I do animal rescue. Uh, but it's going to give you a personality type. Now, some people kind of get offended if it says that they're a follower or this or that, but that is great for a team as well. No personality type is a bad type because it takes all types to develop really good teams and strong teams in a business. You can't have all leaders. You can't have all super strong types because it takes all those individuals to develop a great team and have them work well together. So see what you get. And this is becoming more and more common in the hiring practice. Not only do you have to do well in the personal interview, but you have to fit the team. So they're going to have you do one of these as well. So that's what you do here. If you want to do it in Word or something else, you can click File Upload and you can do Upload File. And then once you do that, it'll say Choose File, then click on that, and then it will open up your directory on your device. Okay, so you can do it either way. That's how you do that assignment. Okay, the other assignment is our career plan. Okay, everybody breathe when I say plan. Planning is good, okay? People say, I don't like plans because they're not flexible. Well, then you did your plan wrong. Plans should always be flexible. You plan your week out, but you always have space for emergencies. If your plan is so tight that there's no room for modifications, you planned incorrectly. People go, I planned every minute of the day. Then you messed up. Plans should always have space for wiggle room, as we call it, so that they can be modified. Nothing should ever be so rigid you can't make a change. Okay, so we're going to do what we call a career plan. And people who plan right here, long term success. How many people dream of winning the lottery? Let me tell you, I win the lottery. You're going to be looking at a blank screen here, folks. Only Kyle dreams of winning the lottery? Nobody else? Ah, there we go. Let me tell you, you guys don't dream of winning the lottery and stuff like that. You got too much money. Everybody would love to be showered with money, you know? Let it rain, okay? So that's plan. You think, oh, I'd have a house by the beach in the mountains. Oh, wait, all those got wiped out by disaster recently. But you get the picture. You plan, you dream. You have a dream about your career. How many planned what you would like for your career? How many? You thought, I'm going to go and I'm going to become this, I'm going to become that. That is already a career plan. You plan what you want to do, where you want to go. This is planning. It's a good thing because if you don't plan, you will never get there. So people who tell me I don't plan ahead, that's sad. Some people have been burned. People, have you ever been burned by planning and so you're kind of shy about it? You don't want to do it because your plans got ruined. Okay, I understand that. But that doesn't stop you from planning because even if you don't plan, things get ruined. But you need to set those goals. That will help you get there and it will put things in order. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot harder to get there and you're going to be doing double the work. Okay. So the first step, I want you to think, are you ready for that career path? Do you need more education? So the very first step is to think about your long term, not short term. It seems backwards. You don't need to know what's going on right now, but what you want in your future. What is your ultimate career? Okay. Now, I know you're like, well, I'm already doing that right now. So you need to know what career, what education, what steps. So there's a video here. When you click on that, it's going to take you to this video. Watch this one. And it's going to talk about long and short term goals. Pay attention because it's pretty uh, it's got a pretty good explanation on how to set those. Okay. So for today, pay attention because I don't want you doing any more than needed to. This is just part one. You're going to list at least two long-term goals, realistic goals that you want. Some people want to own a house. Some people want to own a business. Some people want to go further in their career. Some people want a specific job in their career. Okay. Now keep in mind, next week or the week after, uh, you're going to write short-term goals that are going to explain how to get to this. Okay. So today I just need two long-term goals. Okay. So think about realistic. Now, some people are like, I don't want to do this and that. This isn't junior high. This isn't high school. This is your life. This is how you're going to support yourself and or possibly a family and that. Think about it. Okay. Talking with your friends and things like that that are saying, oh, that's a waste of time. No, it's not. If people are telling you that, start rethinking your circle. Because if they're holding you back, you need to push them back. Say, if you're not going to support me in my future plans, step back. Because people who are holding you back, they're holding you back because if you make it, they're left behind. And this is a critical part in your career because there are some people who do not want you to make it. Because if you make it, then they were wrong. Okay. And that's a tough thing. How many people have started to do better and you found out there were people that you really trusted that did not want you to do better? Because if you did better, they might be left behind. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. I had own family members that did not want me to do better and they still resent me because I did better. I actually had family members tell me, how dare you insult us by doing better? Were we not good enough? Honest to God. And I said, you know what? No, you're not good enough because if you treat me that way, no, you're not good enough. I wrote them off. I had to. I cannot stay in bad situations to make other people happy. And that's sad that people want you to be in bad situations to make them feel good. Okay? Good people will stay with you. So when you get to this point, you've got those plans, click Start Assignment, text entry, type it right here, click Submit. Okay? Now, I told you I was going to give you some harsh realities. And it's not a negative thing to want to do better. So you have to look at the positive. This is you. How many people have realized you own a business? You are your own business. Okay. You are a business. Okay. You have to think about what makes your business run. When people try to hold you back, ask yourself, are they going to pay your bills? Are they going to pay your rent? Are they going to cover your benefits? There comes a time where you do have to think, how am I running my business? That doesn't mean get rid of your friends, but that does mean you have to check your friends sometimes and say, look, I have to do this because I have to do it for me and my family. I need your support. Friends will respect that. Okay. So that's will bring us up to Tuesday. Okay. Now, I do want to bring up something ahead of time right here. This is on tomorrow. Right here, a resume session with career services. Okay? Because appointments fill up, and right here, you'll create a new resume or review your current resume. So, what you'll need to do is almost everybody is in Tampa. So, you're going to reach out and you're going to contact this number in Tampa or email. Uh, Let me check to make sure here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up and make sure that Miss Delgado is the one out in Tampa. Yes, I wanted to make sure that that information was current. Miss Delgado out in Tampa, and set up an appointment to go over your resume or create a resume. Okay. And then what you'll do is you'll click Start Assignment, Text Entry, and you'll tell me what date and time your appointment is. Okay. So get a hold of Miss Delgado and set that appointment up as soon as possible. Okay. And that's what you need to do. Okay. And by next Thursday, there will be an assignment that will open, and you're going to send that resume in that assignment, and it needs to have the signature from Career Services. So you can't just send your current resume. They have to see it and they have to sign it. Okay? But I want you to get that appointment set up with them. So they set that up, and then they will go over that with you. All right, everybody got that? Everybody good so far? Yes, yes? See those emojis? Hello, hello. I'm not seeing anything. Can everybody hear me okay? There we go. There's Thomas. Everybody else? All right. Gonna take a 3-minute pause here. I have to go take care of something real quick, and then we're going to start the lecture. So hold on 3 minutes. All right, apologize for that. Okay, everybody ready to go? So that takes care of that. Please get that set up, because I know the other classes are also going to be fighting for those same appointments, and I want you to have the most flexibility. And so I want you to have the best opportunity to get those appointments. All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to talk about connecting to your career, preparing for your career. So some people don't realize there's actually steps to doing this. And I'll be quite honest, this was not just information I was born with. It took me a while to learn. I made a lot of mistakes when I started out. So we're going to talk about career preparation, purpose of a career plan, self-assessment. We're going to talk about that. Types of personal skills, SMART goals, pathing, and a portfolio. So we've got some things to talk about. So everybody's career uh, is different, okay? But there's similarities. And the biggest thing is you're going to have a career now, not just a job. And the difference is a job is short term, Okay, so jobs are what we consider short term. Even though you can be in a job for many years, anybody else can come along and they can jump in at the same time. So a career is long term and it's a progression in a particular field. You usually stay in a field for long terms. You might switch positions, but you're in that field and it gives you advancement or growth. And it generally requires more education. Okay. And you may change. Like welders may become a welding inspector, an electrician can become a master electrician, etc., etc. And there's different pathways, and there's 16 recognized career clusters. Okay, and specific industries are in those. And we're going to talk about your aptitudes, not attitudes, aptitudes, skills, and abilities. Okay, now right here, I want to talk about something. Emerging occupations. These are occupations that have developed or changed. Okay, they're not just like brand new, like AI, things like that, but they may have developed or changed due to technological or advancements. Right now, welding can be considered almost an emerging occupation because we are using um, augmented reality in welding. Some people aren't aware of this, that they put on special goggles and you're sitting there looking at where your welds need to go through those. Okay, things like that. But there's a couple of things here that I want to point out. You see two websites here, and these are very, very important. ONET here, right here. This is ONET. Okay, and what you're going to find there, it's a description of in-demand industry areas in those emerging occupations. Okay, but this one here, U.S. Department of Labor, has anyone ever gone to the U.S. Department of Labor? Doll.gov. Okay, Kyle has. This is key here because it lists hourly standards and wage information and occupational safety. So you can find out what you should be making in your career. How many people know how much they should make in your career? Kyle. Okay. So the rest don't. So when you come in, Thomas does. Okay. Otherwise, when you come in and I offer you a job, I'm going to lowball you. I'm going to rip you off. You won't know. If you don't know what you should make, I'm going to tell you the lowest amount. And if you agree to that, that's on you. And the person working beside you, they might be making $10 more an hour. You can't complain because when you come into these fields, your salary is based on what you negotiate. Everybody doesn't make the same amount. If you are not good at negotiating your dollar amount, too bad. I am going to rip you off and you're going to thank me because you got the job. I'm flat telling you the truth. People side by side, they can be making thousands and thousands of dollars difference in wages, and it's because they did not negotiate correctly. Okay? So pay attention. Know what you should know. Another place to check is Glassdoor. Glassdoor.com. Has anyone ever checked this out? Kyle's got it going on. Thomas has checked this out. Glassdoor will tell you, excuse me, what the people thought of working there in those positions, what they thought of the salary and the people, not just the bosses, but the coworkers as well. Check that one out as well. So a career plan is what we are going to start today with as long-term goals. It's where a person is today in the job search process and where they want to be. Okay. And the things, this is going to be on your midterm right here. Things in that career plan are called action items because they're things you're going to do. So before creating a career plan, you need to do a self assessment, a skills assessment, and think about SMART goals. Okay. So the reason why we do this is we need to know what we know about ourselves. Okay. That's real important. Because if you haven't thought about yourself, you need to think about that. And your career plan is going to look something like this when it's finished. It's going to have your long-term goals, then your short-term goal to get there, and any detail in between. And when you look at that, it's going to make your plan so much easier. You won't have to go, well, how do I do this? How do I do that? You're going to know, okay? So you do a self-assessment. This is how you know what things you know and you still need to know. And it's going to let you focus on where you need to go. And it tells you about your aptitudes, your abilities, your personality, and your values. How do you know where you stand if you don't know these things about you? And you think, oh, well, I know all these things. Really? If I start asking you about it, I bet you start drawing a blank or you start stuttering, or you start this, because these things come out in the interview. And this is where people start to fail. So, an aptitude, this is something that you've developed naturally. People have natural abilities, aptitudes. Some people are naturally better at math, some people are naturally better at physical things. Okay, so things that are mental are called cognitive. Okay, hint, hint, midterm. Cognitive, how I remember that. Everybody know what cogs are or gears. So I think of mental cogs. Those are the gears going around inside someone's brain. So some people are better at mental things. They figure things out better. Some people are naturally better at physical things. Does everybody know which one you're better at? Are you better at mental or are you better at physical things? You need to know these things. So an assessment can help identify things. And when you go for an interview, you may be asked to take an aptitude test. Has anybody ever had to take an aptitude test when you're hired? You're given some math tests, you're given some, yeah, Kyle has. Kyle, you're becoming my favorite person here. Uh, you might be asked to do an informal one. They might just ask you questions, but they could have you do a formal one. They could have you doing math tests, etc., especially in the electrical trade, especially in the welding trade, especially in the medical fields, because you may need to know how to do all these common math equations and things like that because you're doing voltage testing, you're doing measurements in welding, you're and looking at blueprints. And in the medical field, of course, you're working with, drug calculations and things like that. You will need to know these things. Okay. Now, aptitudes, um, you might be able to have an aptitude test and they will substitute that for some formal training. So sometimes that will substitute in for that. Okay. And working in a field that you enjoy will play on your natural abilities. So that's something you should do. Now, an ability is a mastery of a skill or a capacity. Okay. A skill is learned. Oops. That is learned. I'm not real happy with that R there, or that. Okay. Anybody can learn a skill. Okay. Skills are learned over time and improve over time with repeating. it, okay? An ability is a capacity. So your natural uh, learning and your skill, your aptitude and your skills, they are limited by your ability. Okay, so you might be real physical, but your ability limits that physicalness up to a certain pound. You might be incredible at math, but maybe you can't go beyond calculus. So we all are limited by our abilities. Okay, skills are learned, aptitudes are natural, and they're all limited by ability. Now, personality. Here we go. How many people get in trouble with their personality sometimes? I know I do. Sometimes I have a little bit of a problem with those F-bombs and saying things that I should have kept my mouth closed. I know I'm not the only one, but our personalities, those are our qualities that give us our attitudes, our values, our work habits, our dependability, our loyalty, and motivation. So here comes that Myers-Briggs type indicator. That personality test that we're going to do, that's a Myers-Briggs type test. And that's what is going to show you how we make our decisions and views of the world. Okay? Our personality shows how we stand for things. And this is why we are doing this. So, our values, this is what we believe in. We talk about values all the time. Values are different from person to person because these are what we consider important. And they're important in working relationships and environments. But this is where we run into problems sometimes because our values are our values, but at work, we have to follow the workforce values, the work values of that company. And those values might be different than our personal values. And if you go to work for a company with strong, different values than your personal ones, you're going to have a conflict. So choose one that has values similar to yours, regardless of what they are. I'm not going to say anyone's values are better than another's or what ones are right or wrong. There is no answer to that. Find a company whose values align with yours. Okay. Now, everybody heard of soft skills and hard skills? Kyle does. Thomas has. Okay. So we're going to start with the hard skills. This is what you're learning in the lab, in the shops. And these are unique to your career. Okay, these are what you're physically doing in those shops, labs, things like that. This is unique to welding. This is unique to electrical. This is unique to vet assisting. This is unique. That's that. Soft skills, these are your people skills. Okay, these are your math, communication. Those are soft skills. Okay. So that's what you need to know there. These are also called transferable skills because they could transfer from career to career to career. Those are highly sought of. As we talk to people who do hiring, they're saying everybody's got the hard skills. They can do this and this and this. What they're lacking is those soft skills. They're lacking the computer skills. They're lacking the ability to talk to coworkers. They don't understand conflict management. They don't write well. They don't do this. They don't do that. That's what we need. So when people are going in for those interviews and they don't tell them, hey, I can use Microsoft Office, I can do this and that, but the next person does, bingo, they got the job. The other thing is we are not being specific. When you are talking about your skills, I'm a great welder. Okay, no, I know how to TIG weld, I do MIG, I do specialty metals, I know how to do this, I know how to do this. List each item specifically. Talk in very specific. If you're an electrician, I can do residential welding, I can do commercial welding, I know how to do three-way switches, I know how to use a voltmeter, I know how to wire this and this and this. Be very specific. Okay. If you're a vet assisting, I can do butterfly uh, blood draws. I know how to do fecal floats. I know how to run centrifuges. I know how to, these are the things I need to know. When you're listing those hard and soft skills, you need to be very specific because each one of those skills will correlate to keywords. And we're going to talk about keywords later in the course, but those keywords will be what helps get your resume picked up. So these are some examples of soft skills and hard skills. This is also in your book, but soft skills, your active listening, flexibility, initiative, integrity, motivation, self-confidence, teamwork, time management. Those are soft skills. Your hard skills, accounting, data analysis, machine operation, manufacturing, marketing, project management, welding. Okay, those are hard skills. Okay. Now, this was one that people get wrong all the time under technology. A technology assessment. And somebody's asking you what a technology assessment is. Okay, on the midterm in that, people Google this and they come back with technology assessment is they run an assessment on your company to find out what equipment you use. No. In this class, a technology skills assessment is what do you know how to use? So they ask you, what do you know how to use? What skills do you have with technology? Now, somewhere along the line, people think that computer skills are only for those who work in an office or management. Wrong. It is fast becoming a much needed and required skill in every career that you have experience utilizing computer equipment for everything. You're going to need to do it for your resume. You're going to need to do it to ask for time off. You're going to need it to communicate with clients. You're going to need it to set up some equipment. Computers have been in the home since the 80s. Okay. You've had plenty of time to learn how to do basic functions on them. You may be asked to fill out a skills assessment form marking what level you can use any of these items. Now you'll notice that there's social media on here. The reason being, they want to know if you're relevant. Now, when we saw the full plan that we're going to be doing in the course of this, SMART goals were mentioned. Now, SMART goals are just another type of goal, but the difference is you're going to be very, very specific in that SMART goal. The main difference is you're going to be more descriptive, which is right here. It's going to be measurable, okay? So you're going to be able to do it like over time or something. It's got to be attainable. So it's got to be realistic, okay? Which is what these are talking about right here. And timely. When are you going to be able to do it? So if you describe it well, it's attainable and realistic. And when are you going to be able to do this? That is a SMART goal. Instead of just saying, I'm going to do this. Lock it down. Set yourself up with an actual timeline. So when you have this is, I'm going to do this. This is what I need to do to get to this item here. And this is the definite detail. And I can do this step by this time, this step by this time. And these SMART goals support the short-term goal. And that's how you start to lay it out. You have a roadmap. And yes, it's flexible. It's flexible. If something happens, it is flexible. Now, how many people have heard climbing the ladder? Go up that career ladder. Yep. Let me check on somebody. I'm not getting a response out of. See Thomas there. Yeah, I got one person not responding to stuff. Okay. Um, Ray, are you still out there? Haven't seen any responses. Okay. I didn't see any responses. I thought maybe you got bumped off there. All right. So the career ladder and career lattice. These are typically on the midterm here. So this is the difference here. And these are the different the levels. So you have an entry level. Whoops. Go back here. So you got the entry level, then the career level, the specialist, supervisor, and executive. That's the way it goes. Now the entry level, that's where you have little or no experience. Okay, now this is where you start to need skills here. So you have preparation skills. Specialist, this is where you have a few years in. Okay, so you've got some experience going. So now you have management in here. And then at the executive, this is the highest level. So you've got everything in here. So now you've really made it, and that's the way it goes. So if you've been in and for just a couple of years, you're right in here. Okay. Specialist, you got a little bit more. Supervisor, now you're managing, boom, 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 boom. But a lot of companies are now going to this. This is what we call the career lattice. And what you'll see here is what's different is you can move left and right and up. How many people have been told, we can't pay you anymore at the level you're at? You've topped out. You're as high as you can go. Yeah. So in other words, no matter how long you're going to be there, you're not going any higher. Well, that would happen to this manager right here, possibly. So what they could do is if they didn't want to go here, they could go across and then go up here. They can switch departments. They can move up. They're not stuck. So a career lattice will let you move across laterally into other departments, gives you the ability to switch. Maybe you're no longer wanting to do that same exact job. It gives you the ability to move left and right instead of just going up the ladder. So you have more flexibility, and that gives you greater opportunity. You also have the ability to step down. If you don't want a management position, maybe that one's not right for you. You can go back. You can go down here and go back down in and go across and try a whole nother path in the same field, but maybe in a different spot. So definitely gives you the opportunity to grow. So if you go into an area that say doesn't have much room for growth, you can drop down, go across and try again. Now, portfolio is everything listing all your qualifications, all of your skills, etc., etc. And then there's also the ability to have this printed or in digital format. If you have it in digital form, when you send out those applications, you can send everything out. And so that would be your resumes, that would be all your uh, references, your certifications, things like that, and a hard copy. Some people want one or the other. I recommend having both. Keep a hard copy with you for those in-person interviews and a digital form so that when you apply or respond to anybody, you can send those across. Okay? Now, you are going to have a career persona. You know people by their names, who they are as a professional. You are professionals, and you'll need to start developing that. And your professional persona is known by your skills, your knowledge, and your characteristics. You have a brand. People know you by your name. When they hear your name, they are going to start recognizing you by the quality of the work you do. A true professional and their work ethic, a true professional with good work ethic never puts out poor quality work. No matter what they're doing, it's always top quality. Because as soon as you put out anything poor quality, you tarnish your brand. Okay? And it's hard to get that brand going again. People will not want to work with somebody with a tarnished brand because it makes them less than perfect. Good examples are car companies. They put out beautiful, beautiful cars. Boom, 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 boom. What happened when Ford put out the Pinto and the Pinto caught on fire? People would rear end it, it catch on fire, and boom, nobody wanted it. Ruined Ford's reputation. Took years and years and years to get over that. Same thing if you put out poor quality work. Your reputation, your brand will be known for that. Don't do it. Your persona is influenced by your skills. People will know you by your skills, your knowledge. And that is your professional identity and your reputation. All right. Everybody good? Yes, yes. Everybody got that? All right. So today I want you to think about you. This is you. I don't want you to go out there and pull what is necessary for your career. I want to know about you as a professional. I need your top 3 hard skills and I need to change that, your top 3 soft skills. Okay, so don't list the ones that I can go out there and Google and get, but I want to know what you think your top 3 hard skills are and your top 3 soft skills. Okay, so this whole course is going to be about you. So list yours in the daily assignment. So you'll come in under Tuesday, click that live conference participation assignment, click start assignment, text entry, boom, 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 right there, and then say submit underneath it. All right. Everybody good? Yes, yes? All right. And that is it for today. And we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We're going to be most way through the week already. It's amazing how fast this class goes. All right. So we will see you tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Y'all have a great day.